Unscripted.
So anyway, I thought this was pretty funny because a lot of people are going to be talking about it, and I wanted to cover exactly what my thoughts were on this. And again, it's almost like, I don't want to say that they're reaching for conclusions that maybe favor Xbox, but it almost does seem like that way lately with Digital Foundry, that they're basically trying to do that. So if you didn't know, I think it was yesterday or the day before, Digital Foundry did a PlayStation 5 versus Xbox Series X kind of face-off for Control, the new updated version or whatever for the next-gen consoles, and PlayStation 5 version was actually came out on top once again with the performance and things like that, because the Xbox Series X version had a lot of stuttering and a lot of issues and stuff like that. So unfortunately for Xbox fans, this has been kind of a running theme since these consoles came out, was, they're looking for all these big wins, and maybe rightfully so. I mean, if you look at it, the Xbox Series X on paper should be mopping the floor with every single game, every single comparison, and should be doing so in such a way that it leaves no doubt whatsoever as to who the victor is or which console is the best. And it's funny because I did a video about this. So Control Ultimate Edition Current Gen Comparison highlights solid performance on PlayStation 5 with stuttering issues on Xbox Series X and S. The Ultimate Edition is now available on PS5 Series X and the Series S, and it seems like the differences are kind of minimal, but there's some issues on Microsoft's consoles. Digital Foundry shared today a new comparison that highlights how resolution and performance are generally a match on both, with only some minor differences that favor the PlayStation 5. While performance looks solid in all versions of the game, the Xbox Series X and S versions have some stuttering issues not found in the PlayStation 5 in both graphics and performance modes. So this is what they had to say about it a couple days ago. Beyond this, Series X exhibits some stutter not seen on PlayStation 5, regardless of it being set to graphics or performance mode. It crops up with the arrival of UI elements on screen and in standard traversal and can be distracting. Our understanding is that Remedy is looking to address this in a future patch, but it's only a blemish in what is otherwise a very polished 30 frames per second work. But basically, there was a lot of stuttering and some issues and things like that going on with the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S versions of the game. So, I just find that to be kind of funny how, then they do another one basically kind of talking about, this, which I've never seen anything like this before, by the way. I just kind of want to point that out, that I did find that this to be a little bit funny, which was the way that they handled this. So I'm going to get into that, but I wanted to do an introduction first. So what's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. If you guys are looking for a way to help out my little crappy channel, that's the best way to go about it. And once again, I am very much appreciative of everything you guys do for me. And shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everybody in between. I do think you guys are pretty cool and amazing. So thank you for rocking out with me and continue to be great and things like that. So thank you very much. With that being said, I wanted to get right back into this. So what's interesting here is it wasn't good enough to give the PlayStation 5 the win the first time around. So now they are actually benchmarking it in photo mode. So this is the win. This is what it comes down to, folks, basically. Okay, this is basically, Xbox can't win in any other way, and now they put it in photo mode, which is really a weird type of situation because nobody's going to play a game in photo mode, right? So apparently in Control's photo mode, it removes the 30 frames per second cap in the ray traced graphics mode. It opens up into the kind of overhead or lack of it in some cases left over when the 30 frames per second cap is introduced. But in the case of Control, it also allows them to stack up Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5's ray tracing prowess in precisely matched in-game scenarios. So they kind of do it scenario by scenario. And so in this one, they try to give Xbox Series X a win, but like in a glitch in the ray tracing mode that nobody's literally playing in. So I think that that's really probably on par for maybe one of the weirdest things I've ever heard in my life, right? And again, this is like an older game. Like, so far what we've seen is pretty much for the new games and stuff like that come out, it does look like the PlayStation 5 tends to win these in one way or another, you know what I mean? And so when I say that, it's like I'm being as honest as I can possibly be, is that it makes a lot of sense for you know, for this to kind of be the case. Like, for whatever reason, like Mark Cerny originally said that, you know, this would be the case and we would start seeing this kind of stuff happen with the PlayStation 5. It would definitely punch above its weight and stuff like that, and we heard that time and time again. And, you know, at the end of the day, I think that, you know, we continue to see it do that with the newer games. Now, on to the Xbox Series X's credit, we do see a lot of issues. A lot of things happen with the backwards compatibility, like, you know, it's easier and it ends up doing better with the older games, and I think that's fine. But, you know, that's not really having anything to do with like tools and stuff like that. I just think that it's easier to do the backwards compatibility stuff on the, you know, on the on those consoles. So I don't think that it's really you know, a super interesting story the way that a lot of Xbox fans kind of made it out to be. I actually find it to be kind of weird that it actually kind of comes down to this, where, like, you know, we're sitting here looking at the PlayStation 5 literally won a face-off, and then they go back to appease Xbox fans and give Xbox a win in photo mode, some kind of photo mode glitch. You know what I mean? So I don't really understand exactly how that really comes about, or what that means, like, long term, because again, they went from Digital Foundry went from saying stuff like, oh well, Xbox Series X is really kind of underperforming, blah blah blah, and saying PS5 was punching above its weight, which was really, you know, made a lot of sense. And now they went from that, okay, they went from punching above its weight to, you know, most things are glitches. Whenever PlayStation would win, oh, it's a glitch, or it's that, or it's, you know what I mean? So I think that basically this was something that kept on happening, and we kept on seeing time and time after again, and it really didn't make much sense. You know, people kind of comparing the two or whatever. I just think that it was really you know, just kind of disappointing, in my opinion, that they had to kind of go back and do this. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You know, and again, we haven't even seen, you know, like the newer games that come out. We keep seeing that the PlayStation 5 does indeed end up doing pretty much better than you know, than the competition. So yeah, it is a little bit weird for me to actually see this. And, you know, at the end of the day, I just want to kind of point out that I think that it's kind of ridiculous that you got to go back and do multiple revisions to a video to sort of give. And again, I don't want to seem like I'm like saying that there's bias or anything like that. I just think that, you know, it's just a little bit odd and a little bit funny. And you know, just at the end of the day, I just thought it was an interesting kind of tidbit. And like, I see a lot of people kind of like calling them out and stuff like that. So, you know, we'll have to see long term how this kind of works out for both companies, and what it means. Like, for me personally, it doesn't really matter, because the Control Ultimate Edition is free with PlayStation Plus right now. So if you want to play the PS5 version and you have PS Plus, that's obviously going to be the way to go about it. And if you have a you know, and if you have a situation with you know, the other way around, then go ahead and do that. I still feel like we're going to probably see a lot more PlayStation 5 wins, and there probably will be some Xbox Series X wins in there as well. But, you know, at the end of the day, with the amount of hype that was going into the Xbox Series X from both Microsoft and the pundits and the fanboys and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of weird the way that it's kind of come about that, you know, not only are we seeing some incredible shocking turn of events here, but we're also seeing a lot of very interesting wins for Sony. You know what I mean? Like, nobody on the Xbox side was saying that they would have a chance when it comes to you know, face-offs and stuff like that. People were really banking heavy on this, you know, and as far as I can tell, you know, it's just weird that this sort of thing happened. You know what I mean? So you know, I do think that it's very interesting, and I also think that it's very much something that kind of comes in handy long term anyway. But I think that at the very least, everybody would probably agree with me that it's a little strange that anybody would, you know, test this in the photo mode, since you can't play it in photo mode. So I did think that it was a little bit strange and sort of weird to see that come about, and maybe one of you guys can give me an answer in the comments below exactly why we would see something like that. I just, to be honest with you, have absolutely zero idea as to why somebody would even attempt to do that. It just, to me, it doesn't make any sense. But I would really like maybe your guys' opinions on it, and just let me know what you think, because I do think that it's kind of funny, and I would love to see what the thought is there, and sort of what the changes are and stuff like that, as to maybe why this has happened. So let me know what you guys think. I really do appreciate it, and I do look forward to hearing from you guys. You can sound off and hit me up on Twitter. You can hit me up on PSN or Xbox Live, and I will link this in the description. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is weird? Because I think it's straight up weird, and would like some opinions on it. So thanks for watching. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.